The long-awaited Endgame is finally here. If you haven't watched Endgame or the previous Marvel movies, I don't know why you're still here. Go watch it, come back, then we'll talk. But if you don't really give a shit about what I have to say, then stay with me, grab some tissues. It's gonna be a long day, everyone. Now, before we get started into this review, I just wanted to tell you guys that my dumbass bought the tickets like a month in advance when pre-orders were there, and I still had to wait in line to watch the movie. I know some people who watched it the night before, basically Thursday night, and they didn't have to like wait in line at all. Or like there was nothing and they still got to watch it, and I just find that freaking hilarious. Like, I got to the movie theater around an hour or two early for the movie because, I mean, in my head I knew that there was gonna be a line, but I just didn't realize how bad of a line it was gonna be. When I went in, I showed my tickets to the usher. The dude was like, "Oh, we can't let you in because you're basically an hour early and we don't allow that." I looked that fool in the face and I told him, "Bitch, I gotta shit. You better let me in or I'ma shit outside right now." Now, of course, he let me in because he's a nice dude, and I sort of kind of scared him a little bit. And yeah, we used the restroom, and my friend was like, "Oh, let's go check out the line." And my goodness, luckily I fought my way inside because it's like, holy moly, the line is out the door. Like, people been waiting here since 5 o'clock maybe, and the movie started at what, 7:40? But yeah, anyways, that it doesn't matter. Let's get into the spoiler zone and finally get into this movie. Now, I'm gonna rate this movie from its beginning, its execution, the closure, along with like CGI and the leniency and the overall feel of, you know, how I came out of the movies. And again, spoilers ahead, so if you have not watched the movie, please go watch it. If you don't give a shit, then stay. Like, I just want to make that completely clear. I know that there's the hashtag don't spoil endgame thing going around, so if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. You know, if you don't really care, well, you know, watch what I have to say. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's not funny, who knows, whatever. Let's get on with it. Whew, guys, is this movie an emotional roller coaster or what? Now, the first scene starts off with Hawkeye. We now know where he went, guys. He was at home, having a little picnic with his family, teaching his daughter how to shoot some arrows and screaming for what kind of condiment he wants on his hot dog. And then he turns around. All his family turns into dust. And then we see the trailer, basically, how Iron Man is stuck in space. Yeah. And if you watch the movie, you know what happens next. I don't even need to say it. He obviously gets saved by Captain Marvel. Like, honestly, how does she even know where he is? Ugh, I'm not even gonna fight it. Nope. And then in the next 15 minutes or so, Thanos is dead because Thor chopped off his head. Thank you for coming to my review. I hope to see you in the next video. Just kidding. Of course, there has to be a time jump. Every movie needs a time jump. So it's 5 years later in the future. The whole goddamn Earth is filled with trash. Totally not what Thanos wanted, TBH. Captain America is a youth leader of a therapy group. Black Widow is eating a peanut butter sandwich with no jelly, which is a little offensive, honestly. Hawkeye is killing random people in Tokyo. Bruce Banana is now a Brucey and Hulky hybrid. Iron Man is a dad. And what else am I missing? Who else am I missing? Oh, right, and Thor. Okay, so spoilers. He is now a overweight gamer who sits at home and does absolutely nothing but Fortnite, kind of like me. Now, all right. So how they plan on redoing, or was it undoing, Thanos's did was that they plan on traveling back in time, getting the stones to the future to undo the snap. Yeah, I don't know what I said. But in order to do that, they need to figure out how to stabilize the quantum realm and understand Heisenberg's uncertainty principle because it messes with Planck's constant. What the heck did I just say? I have no idea. Who does Marvel think we are, man? Students who freaking have a master in astrophysics and a PhD in like quantum physics or something. But anyways, Tony Stark, the genius he is, he figures out how to like manipulate the freaking thing to like do whatever they want and like go back in time, the like specific time for the crystals, the gems, the goodies. And the beauty of the time heist is that they don't really follow what TV representation of time travel is. So it's kind of like a thrown under the bus joke about how you have to follow a certain thing. And honestly, I feel like they didn't follow anything because Captain America saw Captain America and complimented his own ass. Because Hail Hydra, am I right? Now, the time heist was basically a revisit of our old favorite scenes from the Marvel movies and the origin movies. You know, they have to like go on for like an hour and like get back to stones. And then, of course, the past Thanos, like the freaking Nebula's brain is connected to her past brain, and then like Thanos figures out that, you know, the future dumb is getting the old dumb, and then like the dumb dumb, and then like the replacement. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Basically, a no happens when they were doing the mission, and then Thanos magically appears in the future trying to steal the stones to continue to do what he wanted to do. And now it's probably like 2 hours into the movie, and here is the Grado comic book battle of the universe. What's it called? The great battle is here. And I love how this whole time I was whispering to my friend. I was like, do you think Thor will just magically lose his belly fat? I was so hoping that the lightning will make his belly fat magically go away, but it gave him a braid on his beard instead, which was pretty okay. I get it. But honestly, I feel like after, you know, the battle and whatever, if you watch it, you know what happens, right? I honestly feel like the whole movie itself, yes, it was 3 hours long, and you know, it did deserve that. Did it deserve to be 3 hours long? I don't know. You know, there's just so much stuff. It's just so dense. And I honestly don't know. It's not like it's a bad movie. No, it's a great movie. I honestly judge a movie by how great of a closure it gives you. And some movies can't give you that closure that you're looking for. And then you're just kind of sitting there after the movie like, okay, so now what? This one just left me in tears. I was crying. I was bawling my eyes out. I'm not kidding. It's like the decision of how they chose to Endgame was so beautiful and it was so well executed that I'm not angry. I'm not angry at the fact that half of this movie didn't really add up in a sense. I mean, if it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. It's a really good movie. Just to me, I feel like there's still a lot of things that wasn't explained. And I get that you can't put all the comic books into one movie. You know, that's why they have like Agents of Shield and other stuff to, you know, explain the arcs. But you know, after the movie ended, I was still like, I felt like there was a part of me that was still empty. Like that there was some stuff that haven't finished. They just didn't explain it and didn't tie the knot. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's like, oh, there's more movies to come in the future. Maybe that's why they chose to do what they did. But I don't know. I just felt like, wow, some things were too sudden. Other things were like not so sudden. And then at the end was like, well, take my money and take my life as well. Just kidding. Don't take that. Now, CGI was beautiful. I mean, it's a Marvel movie. It's like, a very good Marvel Avengers movie. It's the last Avenger movie. Of course, they have to have good CGI. Everything was pretty flawless. Linear, I'm pretty sure it's not a word, but like the leniency of how the movie flowed, it made sense. Everything made sense. Everything was kind of it was linear. It was on track. But the most important thing, did I want to pee? And the question is, actually, no, I kind of held it in. I was tempted not to drink any of my beautiful icy that I had. And I don't know, this movie, it kind of was like a present that was finally wrapped up, and, you know, it's given to us as an audience, as a generation of 15 years, I think, of all the movies that, you know, they did. And honestly, all I have to say for this movie is thank you. And I cried.